The helipad. The helipad wasn't much to look at. A stark, circular slab of concrete painted with a bright yellow on the roof of the city's tallest hospital, the Metropolitan Tower. But to Elias, the maintenance worker who polished its surface every morning, it was the most important spot in the city. Elias had been cleaning the rooftop for 15 years. He knew every crack in the concrete, every scratch on the surrounding safety cage. He had seen hundreds of arrivals, chaotic, high-stakes moments that always ended with an injured person being rushed inside and a flurry of doctors in blue scrubs. For 15 years, the helipad meant urgency, crisis, and a blur of rotor blades. Elias himself was a quiet man, methodical and unseen, always finishing his work just before the first expected flight of the day. One Tuesday morning, the air was unusually still. Elias was wiping down the windsock pole when a new sound cut through the typical city drone. Not the frantic wop-wop of an emergency chopper, but a slow, deliberate approach. The helicopter that settled onto the yellow H was smaller and painted a cheerful, bright blue. Out stepped a young woman in a bright dress, carrying a guitar case. She looked completely out of place against the sterile backdrop. A nurse hurried out to meet her, smiling warmly. "Welcome, Maya. The children are waiting." Elias watched, confused as the woman Maya didn't go toward the emergency entrance. Instead, she took a seat near the edge of the helipad, opened her guitar case, and began to play. The tune was soft, a gentle melody that seemed to push the city noise away. Soon, a group of children, wearing hospital gowns and flanked by nurses, were wheeled out onto the roof. They were pale, thin, and moved slowly, but their eyes were wide and fixed on Maya. Maya began to sing a simple song about sunshine and stars. For 30 minutes, the helipad was transformed. It wasn't a landing zone for trauma. It was a stage for hope. The children laughed, tapping their feet and clapping their weak hands. Elias stood in the shadows, his rag forgotten. He realized that this concrete circle, usually a symbol of the fight for life, was today a symbol of living. When the music ended, the children were wheeled back inside, their faces lighter than when they arrived. Maya gave Elias a small nod before boarding the blue chopper. As the gentle wop-wop faded, Elias picked up his rag. He polished the yellow H with a new sense of purpose. The helipad was still the most important spot in the city. He decided because today, it hadn't just saved a life, it had brightened many. It had been a place where a sound of comfort arrived, not crisis,